Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and
Oh, God, what I wouldn't do to that. What? No, it's not even mine. I just clicked on it.
hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me. A bit of a shocker in today's video, but before I tell you about it, another bone to pick with you. 2/3 of you, there or thereabouts, who are watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. It's completely free, does not cost you a penny. So check your buttons down below. If it says subscribed, thank you very much. If it says subscribe, that means you're not subscribed. So I would really appreciate it if you would. It really makes a difference to the channel. Right, this, you might already be able to figure out what this is. I mean, the title of the video gives it away. I didn't realise up until this point what this was, and it was quite shocking. So it didn't get anywhere with the suction. So I embedded the hook into this, and have a look at this as it comes out. It's an absolute shocker. Look at the size of that. It goes on. It's absolutely massive, and it's a giant ball of cotton wool. It's not a cotton bud tip or a Q-tip at the end of a Q-tip. It's a giant ball of cotton wool. Now, why is a giant ball of cotton wool in someone's ear? Well, you tell me. The main reason is this chap came to see me, and before he came to see me, there's no shot of the eardrum, by the way. It looked fine. I just didn't record that particular bit. But trust me, it looked fine. Yes, we're on to another ear now. I'll quickly tell you about the story behind the first ear. So, by the way, before I do that, look at these ripples in this. It's fascinating, and it is a little glimpse into the epithelial migration process. As you know, layer by layer, the skin slowly moves sideways as it's shedding out the ear, and you can see it in progress there. Anyway, yeah, the first chap, he thought he had wax in his ears. It turns out he didn't. But what he'd been doing, he'd been putting a load of drops in his ear, and he was always told that when you put, I think by a doctor, he was always told that when you put ear drops in, that you need to put a little bit of cotton wool in. Emphasis here on the little bit of cotton wool in your ear to stop it dribbling out. You don't need to do that. You just need to lean on your side so it doesn't dribble out, and then after a couple of minutes, tip your head the opposite way to allow it to drain out. Do not shove a giant ball of cotton wool in there, because as you can see with that gentleman, it got stuck, and that became the cause of his blockage, not what he was trying to treat. He wasn't trying to treat anything. Anyway, the second removal pretty much done exclusively with the curette, and I think it's because it was very dry. I seem to remember, I don't think the patient was terribly keen on suction and had a bad experience somewhere else in the past. Makes it a bit more difficult getting this out with this, but it's patient preference a lot of the time. If I think I can get it out safely with a method that they prefer, then I'll always do that. I can't remember if I used suction at any point in here. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I can't remember. Anyway, before I forget, because I know I will, and this is quite a long one, this, I've got a subscriber of the day. And if you want that to be you, just leave a comment down in the comment section saying I want to be a subscriber of the day. You give me a reason, great. Now, this particular lady, there's a really good reason why she's subscriber of the day. And I'm going to read her comment, which is quite a long one. But I think it really warrants a celebration of her. So today's subscriber of the day is Sharon Gill. Now, Sharon is subscriber of the day for a really, really good reason. And I'm going to read out the message that she left me on one of my previous videos. And like I said, it is a bit long, but bear with it. It is unbelievable. I think it's amazing what she's done. Anyway, Sharon starts by saying, I have the most respect for you and the work that you do. Things I've learned from watching you is just amazing. I live in Canada and take care of patients with dementia and Alzheimer's in long-term care since I've been watching your videos. Since I've been watching your videos, I ask the nurses and the other support workers why they're raising their voice at patients, and I tell them, do you ever think it's because their ears are full of wax? And she said they look at me like I fell off the turnip truck. That's a new saying, I'm going to have to remember that one. And tell them to look in your patient's ears. And also been asking the other staff to bring in doctors so they could take a look. and the doctors apparently said, what are you talking about? And he said, if you look at any of the patients, when you wash their hair or comb their hair, you can see there's wax in the ears. Then they realised, yes, she's right. And she's been petitioning in different homes to tell them that they needed to check older people's ears, because you can definitely see that their ears are full of wax. And why nothing was being done at times, I'd be working at 2 or 3 different facilities, and head of staff said to me, you know what, Sharon, you're right. Some of these patients would have problems walking. They looked like their eyes were rolling in the back of their heads, and it was all because of wax in their ears, or they had an infection. So she managed to persuade the doctors to come in and asked if they had any concerns, and she said, yes, why is it every time you do a physical exam of these patients in these care homes, why do you not check their ears? And then the doctor said, okay, we'll check their ears. And she said, that's fine, but you better be prepared to clean them. So she got called down to see the doctors after they assessed them. She said, Sharon, you're absolutely right. And she said, what are you going to do about it? Then they decided it was time to bring in other doctors and the equipment to clean out these patients' ears. And they asked Sharon, what patients do you think should be done first? And she's learned all this from watching the videos. And she said, I'll just go up and talk to the patient calmly to see if they were staring at her mouth. That's often a giveaway, that. Then just look at the side of the heads and look, take a flashlight and look in. And I'd tell them one by one which patient to check. And in a home that had, this is the shocking bit and amazing bit, she asked them to, in a home that had 240 patients, more than half of them had to have their ears cleared out just because of what Sharon did. So I think that's amazing that she's changed the lives potentially of at least 120 people in these care homes. So she also told the doctors that they should maybe watch my videos and some other in the UK and get the camera that they needed to check the patient's ears. And just goes on to say, take my hat off for you, etc., etc. And now it's become a thing that all the care homes that she's advocating for, they're all checking ears and they're all clearing them. And they're hopefully going to train a member of staff in each unit, in each unit in each care home. So the knock-on effect, this is what completely staggers me, and I think it's amazing, Sharon, what you've done. I know I'm not talking about much this here, but I think this is important because it is neglected in care homes. I've been in enough of them to know that. But the knock-on effect of someone watching one of these videos and saying, do you know what? Where I work, I think we can make a difference here. So they've done that, made a difference, and then imagine how many people how many lives that's going to change further down the road. And I think that's amazing, Sharon. So hats off to you. I really appreciate what you've done. All from watching videos. I think that's amazing. You're an amazing advocate. Like I said, this was the longest subscriber of the day ever. But I think you'll all agree that it was warranted. And leave Sharon some comments down below because I really think she deserves them for sticking up for people who maybe don't have their own voice. And now, ironically, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of more people now and in the years to come will be able to hear voices because of what Sharon's put in place. So that's amazing. So well done, Sharon. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. But for now, take care of yourself and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.